On July 22, 2008, 6 hardened criminals and gangsters were released from different jails of India. They headed straight to Parliament. No, it's not what you think. They were all actually members of Parliament. Given temporary bail of 2 days to support Dr. Manmohan Singh's tottering Congress government against a no-confidence motion put forward by the left plus BJP during the Indo-US nuclear deal standoff. Exercising its powers under Articles 129 and 142 of the Constitution, the Supreme Court this February 2020 remedied its earlier ineffectual September 2018 decision that only asked political parties to
submit criminal backgrounds of candidates to the Election Commission.
This time they went much further.
Criminal backgrounds of candidates must be advertised openly on all social media platforms.
The drive to clean politics is largely thanks to the last 2 decades of work by civil society groups, activist lawyers and the Election Commission, who unlike in the past will now have more firepower to enforce change. The Association for Democratic Reforms is one such group in the forefront of this movement.
40% of India's MPs face criminal charges, including rape and murder.
Their 2019 document showed that of the 4,896 possible MPs and MLAs from all states of India, 2,105 or 43% were facing criminal trials, almost double from 15 years ago. In Maharashtra State Assembly, 62% of MLAs face criminal cases. West Bengal, 37%. Uttar Pradesh, 36%. Tamil Nadu, 34%. Milan Vaishnava's book, When Crime Pays Rights, during the emergency period, internal democracy in the Congress died and loyalty to Indira Gandhi became absolute. Her son Sanjay Gandhi took advantage of this period and used goons and state machinery to implement his agendas like Nasbandi, vasectomy.
This Sanjay culture inducted many criminals and thugs into positions of leadership in the Congress.
Alleged gangster Ashok Samrat, who later died in an encounter in 1994, explains his thought process. Politicians made use of us for booth capturing and bullying weaker sections. But after elections, they earned social status and power, while we continued to be treated as criminals. So decided to contest elections themselves. By late 1980, these criminals were so advanced that they had with them AK-47s and AK-56 much before the Indian police even saw these guns. No wonder noted gangster Arun Gawli once said after he was successfully elected,
"They cannot get me killed. I am an MLA now."
Studying the winnability of candidates in the last 3 general elections, it was found that candidates with clean records had only a 6% chance of winning, but those with criminal records had an 18% winning chance, 3 times as high. This was clearly demonstrated after noted dacoit Phulan Devi was twice elected as MP in 1996 and 99 from Mirzapur, UP, representing Samajwadi Party. A successful candidature opened the floodgates for others to follow. Most recently, terror-accused Sadhvi Pragya, who beat the former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh Digvijay Singh by more than 3.5 lakh votes. Taking note of lawyer activist Lily Thomas's petition, in July 2013, the Supreme Court struck down Section 8(4) of the Representation of the People's Act 1951, which allowed convicted representatives 3 months to get a stay from a higher court and continue as MP or MLA. So they closed that loophole.
Any elected representative who is convicted even in the lower court will be immediately disqualified.
Once again, it was Dr. Manmohan Singh's Congress who tried bending the law. With a thin majority in the House, they were being supported by coalition allies, many of whom faced criminal cases and were threatened by this judgment. Thus, to ensure survival of their government, irrespective of the damage to the country, the Congress decided to circumvent the inconvenient judgment by issuing an ordinance overruling the Supreme Court. As a press conference was being held to support the ordinance, out of the blue came Rahul Gandhi, unannounced. In a rare act of asserting his authority publicly, he thundered,
"This is a piece of nonsense. It should be torn up,"
forcing Dr. Manmohan Singh to withdraw it. Ironically, the first person to be disqualified under the new law was Rashid Masood of Congress, who was convicted and found guilty of selling medical seats in Tripura. With scam after scam coming out of the Congress, social activist Anna Hazare and his protege Arvind Kejriwal hit the streets demanding accountability.
The Lokpal bill should ensure even the Prime Minister is answerable to the people.
Out of the 23,718 complaints received by Maharashtra Lok Ayukta, its report recommended action in just 364 cases, proving itself to be a toothless tiger. Arvind Kejriwal profited the most from the movement, using his clean image to become Delhi's powerful chief minister 3 times in a row. Now in 2020, the Supreme Court is playing activist once again.
It is mandatory for all political parties to advertise their candidates' criminal records on all social media platforms.
Failure to do this within 48 hours of selection or at least 2 weeks before election date will attract contempt proceedings and actions from the Election Commission. So there is no reason you, the voter, cannot know about the antecedents of your candidate. Politicians will defend themselves by saying this.
These are all false cases.
And will try circumventing these laws by replacing themselves with a trusted family member and ruling from behind the chair. However, facing criminal FIRs is a part of their job description nowadays and often a badge worn with pride. But it is true that in politics, ruling parties file false charges against opposition candidates, just like how Indira Gandhi did it to Morarji Desai, or like Narasimha Rao's fake case against LK Advani in the Jain Hawala matter, and Rajiv Gandhi's Saint Kitts case against VP Singh. Worse are serious offences committed by elected representatives against the common man, like murder, rape, dacoity, corruption and terror, whom we must vote out at all costs, irrespective of party affiliation. Unfortunately, past measures have failed to have any effect, and at present every political party has members who have been charged with some or another criminal case. Noted dacoit Pan Singh Tomar in his movie said,
बिहार में बागी होते हैं, डकैत मिलते हैं पार्लियामेंट में.
that must change. Bizbo's Limerick. The drive to clean politics has now been strengthened. All criminal records must now be mentioned. So use your vote and surely demote by boycotting candidates that democracy threaten. Subscribe to Bizbo and click on the bell icon to get notified whenever Bizbo releases a new video. Sources of all our information is listed in the video description section.